Sandra, a new bombshell book out detailing Hunter Biden's efforts to expand his family's business dealings in China. The book uncovering emails from Hunter's laptop that show the president's son was lavished with gifts from Chinese officials while his father was serving as vice president, and that Biden was involved in a deal between Hunter and a Chinese energy giant. Let's bring in the author of the book entitled Laptop from Hell, Hunter Biden, Big Tech, and the Dirty Secrets the President Tried to Hide, Miranda Devine. She is also a Fox News contributor. Miranda, good afternoon to you. We have seen a lot of emails over the past couple of years from Hunter Biden's laptop, but you bring it together in this new book in a way that we haven't seen before. Give us the Cliff Notes version of it, if you would, here right off the top, including things from a promise of $30 million to a 3-carat diamond.
Thanks, Robert. Yes, look, I think the top line is that Joe Biden lied to the American people during the campaign when he said that he knew nothing about his son Hunter's overseas business dealings. There is evidence galore on this laptop of multiple meetings that Joe Biden had when he was vice president with Hunter Biden's business partners from overseas, from Mexico, from China, from Russia, from Kazakhstan. He met them in Washington, D.C. at Cafe Milano. He met them in his own residence, at the vice presidential residence at the Naval Observatory. He met Tony Bobulinski twice in California. He met them in Beijing. He was intimately involved in Hunter Biden's business dealings. And this was, of course, an influence peddling operation that had been internationalized. Joe Biden had been doing this in Delaware for many decades. But when he became vice president and was in charge of carriage of American policy around the world, particularly in China, he internationalized that influence peddling operation, and his family was involved, and Hunter Biden and his brother Jim Biden were making millions of dollars from overseas business partners based solely on the fact that they had access to Joe Biden. And what's more, we also have evidence from the laptop that Joe Biden benefited financially from these deals.
Now, you mentioned this dinner at Cafe Milano. This was something that was arranged by Hunter Biden and his compatriots. We have an email that details a suggested guest list there. You say that this flies in the face of claims by Joe Biden during the campaign that he knew nothing about Hunter's business dealings and never spoke to him about it.
Yes, and what's more, his campaign said that this meeting on April 16, 2015 in Washington, D.C., at the time that we wrote about this last October, we only knew about the meeting with the Ukrainian benefactor Vadim Podorarsky from the Burisma, which is the corrupt energy company from Ukraine. But Joe Biden's campaign said that never happened. First of all, they said there was nothing in Joe Biden's official calendar for that date, but then they briefed the USA Today and Washington Post saying, no, that meeting never happened. And of course, then we had these intelligence people coming out and claiming that 50 former intelligence and security people, led by John Brennan, the former CIA director, claiming that the laptop was Russian disinformation and that our stories were basically based on Russian disinformation. So that was all untrue, and the evidence is there. And, you know, Joe Biden, the White House has actually admitted a few months ago when we ran another story about the Cafe Milano dinner, where it was not just the Ukrainian, but it was also Russians, people from Kazakhstan, and there were also some Mexicans, we don't know their names, on the guest list. There were thank you emails afterwards, thanking Hunter for allowing them to meet his father, Joe Biden. And so the White House did admit that Joe Biden went there, but they said it was only briefly and for religious purposes.
Right. So, Miranda, we've just got about 30 seconds left here. When you look at tensions ratcheting up between the United States and China and this tangled web involving the Bidens, what potential effect could all of this have on national security?
Well, I think it's very serious because there is definitely the potential that the Biden family is compromised, that Joe Biden, the president, is compromised in the eyes of China. And, you know, even if there's the appearance of that, it weakens America's position on the international stage. And I do think that Joe Biden should come clean about what his relationship was with Hunter Biden and his business partners and what his involvement was.
The book is called Laptop from Hell. Miranda Devine puts it all together in one place. Interesting reading. Miranda, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks, John.
And you know, Sandra, when you look at the relationship between the president and Xi Jinping, where the president says, oh, we're not friends, and Xi Jinping says, oh, my good friend Joe Biden, you know, you've got to wonder how all of this fits together and how it's going to play out in the future, again, as China really flexes its muscles on the world stage.
Yeah, and congrats to her on the book out today. Obviously worth a read, and her piece in the New York Post talking about much of the Post reporting of the past year, you know, not just looking at the recent reporting, has been quietly accepted as accurate, even admitted by Hunter in his 2021 addiction memoir. You know, it's out there, but very little light is shed on it by the media.
Yeah, you know, not a lot of people are touching this, so kudos to Miranda Devine for doing the in-depth research necessary to get this out there.